Greetings. In this session, we will be demonstrating two concepts of our operating system. One is processes and threads, and another is how batch processing occurs. We will take example of batch programming, which is of Microsoft Windows, and we'll see both the demonstrations. Before we start, we'll try to understand the example of Jupyter Notebook. So Jupyter Notebook, it is a tool which is used for running Python software to run our Python scripts. So tool, Jupyter Notebook is our tool. It is used for running Python IDE, Integrated Development Environment. This software, it will run Python script. So three major words: Jupyter, Python, and the script. Okay, so initially we'll try to learn about threads and processes. What we'll do is, because we want to learn threads and processes, we'll launch a Jupyter notebook, which will in turn launch Python. We'll see what are the threads and what processes are created in a brief. Okay, because this is being demonstrated on Microsoft Windows, many of the things are hidden. So we'll try to learn as many things as possible. First, we'll try to launch the Jupyter from command prompt. Okay, I'll just say Jupyter notebook. Before that, I'll just keep open the task manager so that we can keep observing the details. So if you go through the details, these are arranged alphabetically. So we'll just observe that there is no Jupyter notebook here and no Python here. P for Python, J for Jupyter notebook. Okay, we'll come back to launching our Jupyter notebook. From command prompt, we are launching the Jupyter notebook. Jupyter notebook provides an interactive space on the web browser. This is our web browser where we have a interactive space. This is in turn running on Python. Okay, that we can observe. When we come here, we can observe that we have two processes running here. One is Jupyter.exe, another is Jupyter Notebook.exe. This is our Jupyter notebook. These require Python, but as of now, we have not told that Jupyter is going to run our Python file. So if we try to run a Python file, this task manager will have Python process. Okay, two are already running here. We'll try to see how third one will run. But before going to the running of Python script, we'll just observe the details about these notebooks. Right click, wait chain. So this notebook is waiting for a Python thread. This notebook is also waiting for a Python thread. One of this Python will be in turn waiting for Jupyter. This is not waiting. This is for network IO. So this will be waiting for Jupyter notebook. Okay, might be confusing. What we'll do is we'll copy paste the process IDs. I'll just copy paste the okay Jupyter notebook. I'll just snip this and paste it in the document so that we need not bahar the procedure. Copy Word document, paste. Sorry. This is for Jupyter Notebook. For Jupyter.exe, snip, copy, paste it in Word document. We'll keep it below this so that we can compare. Next, for Python, the advantage and disadvantage of Microsoft Windows is most of the things are hidden, which is an advantage because user need not worry. Disadvantage is we will not be able to customize too many things, but we'll try to learn as many things as possible by using these inbuilt tools in MS Windows. Okay, so these are the four things which we are observing. One is Jupyter Notebook, Jupyter.exe, and two Python.exe threads. So how the execution occurs is, on the topmost we have Jupyter Notebook, which we launched. It is waiting for 14212 Python. Okay, 14212. Okay, and this is having 15212 thread. This should have been waiting for Jupyter, but again I will go with this. This Python thread 8340 is waiting for 1412, which is again waiting for 1412 here, and this again works for 14212. So what we have is these threads try to interact with one another and complete their waiting phases. Okay, so let's see once again. This 1412, it is waiting for 14212. Here 14212, it is waiting for some network IO to be completed, and this Jupyter.exe, it is waiting for 8340, and this 8340 is in turn waiting for Jupyter Notebook 1412. Means this way the process IDs and the threads will be interacting. What we'll do is we'll try to see what are the services required for this. We'll go to the services. These many services are there. We won't be able to read these because these are basic SV host services, but let's observe that we have so many things happening here. Stopped, running, even some pending states will be also there. So these are the processes which will be required to complete these threads to be executed. Okay, so once we know these processes and threads, we'll just come back to our task manager. We'll try to see what other things we can see. Okay, so we have two Python. Let's try to run one of our notebooks. I have a demo notebook ready here called text to image. Once we run this will in turn ask for another Python service. So this is our kernel starting. Once this is started, we'll have a service here, third service for this actual Python script. Let's see which is that. Okay, 20828. This is our new process ID created for this service. Okay, we'll not run this. What we'll try to do is we'll see whether this is true or not. We'll kill this, means we'll stop this and try to see what will happen. Okay, if I stop this, I'll end this task. This should shut down the kernel. Okay, here we can observe that the kernel has died. It will restart automatically if we say okay. Okay, let's observe once again. Now our Python is again re-executing. New thread, new PID. We'll try to end the process tree. This should completely shut down the Python kernel. Okay, dead, completely dead. Okay, so this way these are operating. If we try to shut down the Jupyter notebook completely, this will also generate one error here, connecting to kernel and telling that we could not connect to the notebook server. So this is our server on localhost 8888. This is shut down. Why? Because we stopped our Jupyter notebook. So what we'll do is we'll come back to our normal state. We'll observe here that no, kernel has been stopped, restarted, executed. So many things are happening, and everything will be logged here. But right now everything is dead. So what we'll do, we'll just close this, try to execute once again, and we'll keep one Python notebook open. These things might be little complicated, but once we remember that most of the Windows execution or kernel is hidden, we don't have too many things to change, so basics are sufficient. Okay, we'll come back and see here Jupyter notebook, jupyter.exe, and 3 Python scripts running. So we are back to normal. What we'll do is we'll try to analyze more about these threads. We'll go asking more about weight chains. So Microsoft has good documentation. So we have so many things which can be done. WCT has many debuggers. I have downloaded one called as performance counters. I'll just run that one. Let me try. Okay. So sorry. We are running an extra application which is from Windows operating system. Means the same task manager we are elaborating. So this is our task manager, and these are not the only tools for debugging purposes. Windows has so many different options, but here we are trying to see some simple options. First, simplest option is our task manager. Another one is our process explorer. This is our process explorer. So what we'll do is we'll observe whether our tools are here. Okay, Chrome, many windows we have. Okay, so this is the tree what we are trying to observe. Jupyter we called it is okay. We'll start from first here. From command prompt we started Jupyter, which called Python exe, which called Python notebook, which in turn called Python exe. This way we have a tree. Okay, what we'll do is we'll again try to go through the details. So we'll call for the properties. So many things are there to be read. We'll go to the threads here. So there is a single thread. It has its TID 3904. Let's confirm it here. Not this. These are different way of observing the same thing. Earlier we were seeing through task manager. Now we are seeing through Jupyter. Okay, I forgot to see the thread number. I was by mistake checking the process IDs. Okay. Okay, something went missing. This is for Jupyter.exe. Sorry, this is our Jupyter.exe along with its address. So our thread should be here. Okay, 3904, 3904. Good. So what we can observe is this has a stack. Stack, as we know, is a memory allocation for thread. So this thread is having such a long stack. So many things are happening here. And as the thread completes its work by sharing the memory and resources of the process, these are cleared. Okay, we can copy these, analyze the things, and so many other things are possible. We have the handlers, priority, virtual memory allocated, and even the addresses. So many things are there. You can have the PID, its description, what are the working sets, what is the state of CPU, what is the time taken to run these things. Everything is available here. So many different tasks are there, but I don't want to spend too much time here because we have to learn about batch processing also. So in short, okay, we'll go through our description about threads and processes. Okay, operating systems, module 2. We're just trying to re-understand our definitions. Process contains threads which take the resources of this process. Process can have many different resources inside and outside its environment, whereas threads can only use memory, data, and resources of this process. So we had discussed that we'll have a demonstration which we are going through, and these things will have PIDs, stack, data, memory information, and all. So we are going through these things. All process and threads will have stack which are used for storing the information about what work are being carried out. Okay, so we'll stop about threads and process. We'll go through our batch programming. So what we know about batch processing is it happens in terms of batches. Means once we complete a few jobs, we are going to take a new batch and complete it. Take a new batch, complete its work, then go to next batch. Means these are sequentially completed. So one good way of learning these things is batch programming, which the same example we have in our syllabus. But instead of Turbo C, I'm going to demonstrate Jupyter Notebook. Okay, so I'll just write it down because we are talking about too many nomenclatures. So what we have in our textbook is we have to use batch file to run C language using Turbo C, which is a software. But here what we will demonstrate is we'll use a batch file to run Python language using Jupyter Notebook. Okay, so need not worry. We'll keep our concentration main on batch file. Okay, so before starting with the batch file, I'll tell what Python code we are going to run. Carefully observe the steps and I'll just keep noting the steps without batch programming. Okay, so what we are going to do is we'll run a Python script. First is we have to navigate to our directory, change directory to our working directory. Okay, this is the first step what we do in our Jupyter Notebook launching. So command prompt, I'll go to our directory cd. I have a directory on the desktop called demo. Okay, here we are. Once we have this, we launch a Conda environment. Conda activate operating system. Okay, what this is, what a Conda environment is. I have a small diagram here. This is our Jupyter notebook where we can have many environments, and environments may have many packages. Why this is done is, this is for our easy understanding and not having problem with the package versions when we run different codes. As we keep writing many different projects, packages change, environments may change, so we should not get errors. For clear visibility, we'll be doing these procedures. First is Jupyter notebook. It will have many environments. Environment is like set of packages, memory, files and all. And these environments will have many packages. So we are using a Conda environment. We'll use Pillow package. Pillow is a Python package for image processing. By using all these things, we are running a text on image Python script. Coming back to our procedure. So what we are doing is, we'll Conda activate operating system. Let's type it, Conda activate operating system. This should get activated. Okay, maybe spelling is wrong. Operating systems. Yeah, operating systems. So we have activated the Conda operating system, this environment. So we launch our Jupyter notebook from here. Once we launch our Jupyter notebook, we'll open. I'll just keep writing the steps here. Once we launch the Jupyter notebook, we'll open text to, okay, text on, I guess, image.ipynb file. Okay, so these are the steps what we are doing. So here we are, text on image.ipynb. So what we are doing is, we are running a simple code. Kernel is starting. Let's hope it will work properly. Okay, no issues. We have done very minor changes in the threads and processors. So what this code will do is, in our demo code, we have this image. This is an image. On this image, we are going to write some text. Okay, so very simple code. We'll run this. Our image is ready. Welcome, let us learn operating systems. So very simple one. I'll just change this. Are you enjoying? You can change the fonts, sizes, everything. So many things can be done. Just for fun sake, are you enjoying? So this way we are going to change the code. I'll just save this. So these are the things what we did part by part. Means this is not batch programming. We are just typing the commands and running it. Suppose I want to do this with batch programming, where we can run all the steps by using a script. I have a script ready. I'll just show you the script and we'll run this. This is our batch file .bat, where I have written some code. Echo off means it will not show the command prompt all the time. Then say, hey Vijay Kumar, have a blast. Then change the drive to this address, Conda activate operating systems. Then launch this Jupyter notebook. So what we'll do is, I'll just close everything what we have launched. Close, close, command prompt, close, close, so that we can have a fresh start. Image, close, close. Okay, done. So what we are trying to do is, we don't want to type the commands and we don't want to run the processes separately. I'll just run this batch code. It will do everything. Hey Vijay Kumar, have a blast. Then it will activate the Conda environment. Done. And it will launch our image on text, sorry, text on image Python file. Done. Means I skipped all the part where we had to write each and individual command by manually typing. So I have a script which will run batch commands, and we are going to complete this. This completes our demo. Okay, so just for fun, again, what we'll do, copy, paste, because this is of 60 size, we'll move over still further. This completes our demo. How was it? Say, how was that? Save it, run it. Okay, image dot show. Okay, so this is our new. This completes our demo. How was that? And again, we can learn simple image processing also. R D, sorry, G, red, green, red, green. So this way we can do many other things. So we'll complete our demonstration. What we learned in this session is how to understand about processes and threads. Just a recap here. We learned about process and threads, IDs, weight chain, and how to analyze these using process explorer, and we saw the stack, etc., etc., and then we completed running this batch programming. Okay, so let me know if you have any doubts, and these can be easily elaborated to form good mini projects. So if you have any interest, or if you have any requirement to learn more, let me know so that we can discuss. Until then, have a great time. All the best. Bye.